Hello, investors, and welcome to the pre-market show. Yours truly, Mandela, here with you. And I'm really excited to be bringing you some live data this morning. We have PPI out of the US, so we're going to pull that up now. That's going to come out in any moment now. Roughly about 20 seconds or so, we'll get PPI. So I like to look at S&P's reaction in pre-market just to see if there's any sort of drastic moves. Looks like the initial move is down here on S&P 500. We can see that move actually as we're looking at it. Just a slightly lower move initially for S&P after this PPI, and we'll have a look at the actual figure here. So expectation was for PPI to be 0.2%, and it's come out a little bit higher than expected. So if we just highlight, let's just highlight this section here. There we go. So PPI slightly lower than expected this morning. Sorry, higher than expected. So expected was zero point 0.2. We got 0.9. And same for the core. Expected 0.2 was 0.9. So we're going to have a comparison here on the price of, we were looking at bullish earlier in the a pre-show analysis. But if we have a quick analysis of the S&P, this is an interesting move here. I think the narrative or the thinking process is if inflation is higher, then the Fed is less likely to cut interest rates. Um, and so delay the cutting of interest rates. But this could also be a very knee-jerk reaction, and we could see this very quickly bought up in terms of investors wanting to kind of buy this dip. So this could be a potentially a buyable dip. So down a little, I'd say down about 12 points on the S&P after that PPI data came out. And we're just basically analyzing it as we go along. I do want to say this is breaking news because from time to time we don't get a chance to cover the breaking news. So it's nice to finally be able to cover some breaking news. You're watching the pre-market show. My name is Mandela, and we are kicking it, and you're kicking it with us on this Thursday, 14th of August, 2025. It's about 1 hour, just about an hour left of pre-market trading. So we're going to look at a few charts. I do want to let you know before we go any further that there will be a prize giveaway. So we're going to be giving away a free account. This is going to be a free trading account to one lucky winner. Now, in order for us to do this prize giveaway, we are going to have to get at least 20 likes. So if you're watching this on the CTI YouTube channel, we need 20 likes. So yourself, if you need to forward this to some friends or some family or some loved ones, we need to get the likes to a minimum of 20. If we can reach that, then we will be giving away a free account. Similarly, for our Signature FX YouTube channel, we're simulcasting this on our Signature FX YouTube channel. We need to get that to 20 likes. So just go over to the like button, just tap on the like button. Once we reach 20, then we will be able to, we will definitely be able to get this prize giveaway going for each and every one of you. All right, I'll send a reminder a little bit later. S&P is still rolling. I mean, wow. So anybody who was long overnight, maybe underwater here, depending on how aggressive you were or how tight your stops were, looking at S&P just a little cooler. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't trade data, a lot of people that don't understand the data, but this is, I mean, let's look here. I would say this is what data does. So we would have gotten what would have been the PPI number coming out hot, as they say, coming in hot, some people would say. There we go. And let's do a circle here. So right here was the PPI data So it was supposed to be or expected to be zero point 0.2, came out at zero point 0.9, and immediately the immediate reaction was this way. So we're basically back at what would have been the all-time highs last week. Let's see if this continues. I may have to place a trade in pre-market. I don't usually trade pre-market nowadays, but I am a trend follower, so we'll see. We're going to monitor this very, very closely. Like I said, the trend has been up the last few days, so very possible for this to kind of turn around on us and maybe become a maybe this becomes something like a buyable dip. So I think that's something that we're going to have to watch very closely. If it is a buyable dip, great. I think a lot of people, by the time the market's open, a lot of people will be very anxious to try and get in. So if you aren't trading pre-market or unable to trade pre-market, this could be an interesting open for you. All right. So let's take a pause for a minute. Let's we'll put that to one side for a moment. So S&P down roughly 26 points in pre-market. We're gonna take some time to speak to the live chat. Just a reminder to everybody in the live chat to please like this video. If we get to 20 likes, then we'll give away a free account to one lucky winner. All right. So I'm gonna have a look at the live chat. So it looks like we have quite a few people in the live chat. Who's trading what today? That's coming from Andrew. Andrew will be live tomorrow on our Friday show. So looking forward to that as well. I'm going to be over in Wales. So we'll be live from our other Welsh office tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Looks like Kian Nils is trading gold today, so that's exciting. We also have S Martix saying hello. Michelle is in the house. We have quite a few people here. High PPI implies yes, so higher than expected inflation out of the US, which means the Fed is less likely to be as aggressive and cut interest rates. So what we'll do actually, just having a look through here, looks like we have so far, let me see how many likes we got. So far we don't have 20 likes. We need 20 likes here in order for us to actually get to the prize giveaway. But I'm also going to look here at the signature FX. Here we go. So we have General Mortala saying, welcome, Mr. Mandela, PPI News, and hashtag CTI. So question about Andrew. So Andrew is actually going to be joining us tomorrow morning on the pre-market show for Friday. So we will be speaking with Andrew tomorrow. Also have Rosario here. Rosario is in the house. So welcome, Rosario. Thank you for being a part of the community. And please remember to smash that like button. Just smash it. And that's where we will, that's how we will determine if we're going to do the prize giveaway. So you can see a little bit of a dip in the S&P after the PPI announcement. I think we could see interesting open, really. We haven't really had much of a down move recently. So just having a look here, pre-market staying a little drippy. That's a very technical term that we coined here. It's actually been copywritten. So drippy means lower, or the price appears to be dripping. So we're gonna keep monitoring this closely as we get into the open. So once again, welcome. Thanks one and all for watching the pre-market show. We're gonna get over to some chart analysis. I think one of my favorite things on these shows is being able to chat charts. So let's chat some charts. So first up, we got S&P 500. So it's been storming higher. Like if we take this morning's PPI dip aside, Looks like it could be getting bought up here slightly by some brave dip buyers. Take this dip aside. S&P has been in a rip roaring rally. If we zoom out and go, I think this is the button here. Yeah, it's just been up, up and away. Very, very rippy, rippy. Rippy, rippy is the exact opposite of drippy, drippy. So if we draw, I guess, a makeshift sort of trend line, we are well in our upward move here, not even close to hitting sort of this higher low, higher low, higher low. This is at this point in time is a blip. So S&P, I think until proven otherwise, I think we're still okay for the buyers to be in control. We could see some volatility today. Reminder that today is the day before OPEX, and tomorrow is OPEX, which is short for options expiration. Tends to be a little bit volatile. So let's put a pin in S&P for a little while, and let's go over to the coin that everybody loves. They call it a Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So we're going to pull up a commitment of traders chart. Commitment of traders is showing us what's underneath the hood. So if you look at these red areas, this red area is what we call the commercials, or also known as smart money. So smart money is red, and when it's below this line, that means smart money is short. When it's above this line, that means smart money is in fact long. The blue is the large speculators, and the large speculators here are shorting Bitcoin. As it's moving up, we're getting the large speculators shorting Bitcoin. With them shorting, they tend to be wrong a lot. So in them shorting Bitcoin here, it's actually giving fuel to the fire. Shows us also recently that smart money has been remaining long crypto, in particular Bitcoin, and the large speculators are still trying to short this. So as they continue to short it, they'll get their face ripped off, essentially. I'll put it another way, the price usually will squeeze higher as large speculators try to short, and frustratingly, they find themselves on the wrong side of the trade. So this is just a big sort of zoomed out look at Bitcoin. Let's see if it's actually reacted at all to, so we see this nice little dip in S&P. So crypto, Bitcoin in particular, has dipped as well. Looks like the dip is getting bought here. Was a little bit more violent as normal. Bitcoin tends to be more volatile. So we move back down to the all-time high from the 11th of July. If we zoom out here, we can see a little clearer. Yeah, so we got that almost like a little stop run, or a very, very violent move down to 117 after that PPI data. The reasoning in my head, just as I'm thinking out loud, the last 13 minutes, with inflation increasing higher than expected, the thoughts are that the Federal Reserve will be less likely to cut rates. And the expectation was for 0.2. We actually got 0.9 for both the core and headline inflation. Unemployment claims came out slightly better than expected at 224,000 versus 225,000. So overall, I think it's going to probably take more than 10 minutes for the market to digest this and for us to really figure out what direction and what's going to happen today. I do want to just highlight one other thing here, is that President Trump will be speaking later on today. So for those of you over here in London or on the GMT time zone, that's 6 p.m. And then for those of you who are over on the East Coast, Trump will be providing some remarks out of the Oval Office at, that'll be 1 p.m. for you. So right after his lunch, he will be providing a presidential remark out of the Oval Office. Before that, he's going to be giving receiving an intelligence briefing. So that's closed to the public. The presidential remarks are actually going to be broadcast. So we'll be watching that on Bloomberg at 1 p.m. New York, 6 p.m. London. Oh, Okay, so poly markets, let's see. So whether or not the Fed is going to cut rates, that is a moving target now. So it was close to, I think it was close to 90%. So that's starting to dip after the PPI. The blue line here is a 25 basis points decrease. And immediately, almost immediately after the PPI, let's see, it's starting to dip a little. Now, where has this been before? So before we had non-farm payrolls, the chances were higher that there would be no change. Then we got that non-farm payrolls on August the 1st. After August 1st, it's remained sort of around 70% chance that we get a cut, between 70 and 80% chance that we get a quarter point cut. This morning, looks like things are moving back in the direction of maybe we don't get a cut, maybe we do. Now we have a look at the Fed Watch tool. This is still showing a 97.8% chance that we get a Fed cut. So I'm not sure exactly how often this is updated, but that's why we like to use Polymarket to find out how and how in real time the changes in the Federal Reserve's interest rate cuts can change. So this could impact markets. I think this is the reason why we got that dip in Bitcoin, we got that dip in S&P. We can have a look at a few more charts. Looks like Bitcoin's getting bought up really well. Let's see. Last few minutes, last 15 minutes, it's been a buyable dip. So some really brave buyers stepping in here, picking up the price and moving us a little bit higher. If we look at the likes, because likes are important, that's how we continue to do these. We have, let's see how many likes we got. We need to get the likes up. So if you would like to receive a free account, then please, by all means, tap the like button, share this video with friends and family and other people that you think would enjoy this. And yeah, we need to get this this likes system up and running. So we need at least 20 likes in order for us to give away a free CTI account. I would love to give away a free CTI account. So this is your opportunity. We have about 12 minutes left. And if you can work with me, I can work with you. That's how it's gonna work. All right. What else do we have in the free live chat here? Uh, yeah, so people looking at Dow Jones Industrial Average as well. I see here. Yeah, we need the 20 likes. It's low hanging fruit. It's very easy to obtain. So let's work together and let's get there. Looking at the live chat, Andrew's saying BTC to 125 is one to watch. So we'll continue to watch that 125,000 level on Bitcoin as it continues to kind of looks like it's getting bored on dip this morning. And a couple other comments here. The directions hasn't yet been clear after PPI. Thank you. That's S. Marty. And then Klein is talking about what could be the impact on Trump's speech on US dollar pairs. So it's very unpredictable. I want to say Trump could say something at that press conference, and then literally 10 minutes after the press conference finishes, he sends out a Truth Social post that completely contradicts everything. So it's gonna be it's gonna be very difficult to answer your question. I think recently when Trump has provided press conferences, it's been very bullish stocks, very pro stocks, very pro US. And so we're gonna have to just wait and see. I do my best not to predict. I do my best to react. And I set myself a few possible scenarios and then react to what's happening in the market. So we're gonna see. We'll see what happens. We're gonna continue to chat some charts here. We'll look through. Let's have a look at some of these other movers and shakers. So in the pre-market, let's see what the pre-market's doing. S&P still down. I mean, looks worse than it really is. We're only down about 18 points on the S&P after that PPI. I don't know. I feel like it's still a possibility that they do continue to cut interest rates. I do know the Federal Reserve says that PPI is their preferred gauge of inflation. That's what they've said. So, do they give PPI more weight? We'll have to wait and see. I do think it'll be interesting to see how things shake out today, especially because it's OPEX Eve today. All right. So stocks wise, so just take a mental picture of this. So we got a drop down about 15, 20 minutes ago. Let's see if any of the stocks followed that. Yes, so Apple dipped a little bit after that announcement from PPI. AMD, little drop, not that bad actually, a little shallow drop there. If we go ASTS. They announced earnings this week. Little dip as well there. Berkshire Hathaway dipping as well. I know a lot of people like Berkshire. For those of you who like Disney, we got a little bit of a dip. So you see a trend that is starting to emerge here. Meta, yes. So got that dip 20 minutes ago. So this is why we like S&P 500 because with the S&P 500 it kind of gives us that heartbeat, the backbone to the market, and the majority of stocks are following S&P more or less. So Microsoft got that dip. Netflix, let's go down here a little bit. Nvidia is a big one. Yes. So Nvidia did dip as well. So now red for the day, or red in pre-market, I should say, and only down about 0.5%, but still you can see how that news impacts the price of these stocks, especially those of you who are long-term investors, keeping an eye on how these stocks are moving in the pre-market. Another one there, Palantir, getting a move lower, closer to 0.7% on Palantir. Tesla, also a very, very popular name, dropping 0.6% in pre-market. And I'm saying this to say this still could be bought up. We still could have these purchased at the open. We still have about 30 minutes until markets open. But what I'm showing here is the pre-market is key, especially when we have headline data like the PPI data that we got this morning coming out hotter than expected. Coming in hot. Something I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, uranium names. Let's see dollar. So we got a question in the WhatsApp, not the WhatsApp, in the live chat. And the question was about US dollar. How does the US dollar react? So it looks like positive reaction after that PPI data. That's being sold slightly. And so we'll have to see. I think this will kind of, for me, this is a clue that we're getting some dollar strength. So you'll see some weakness on your the opposite side of your dollar pairs. So pound, I would expect pound to be weaker. I would expect euro to be weaker and yen to be weaker as a result of this. So if we have a look at euro dollar, it dropped lower as the dollar increased, and then pound, which is one that impacts me, pound moved lower as well. So PPI is, I think, a something that usually moves markets quite considerably. Gold, not really too phased, kind of sticking to the overnight area of 3350 in gold. Oil, let's have a gander. Oil popped higher, so that's interesting. Flows into oil could potentially be something that becomes a bit of a contrarian look as we look at the 1 month and the 6 month. So oil has not really been something that has been liked. We do like to buy low and sell high, but it is definitely one of those higher risk plays here, especially with the Trump policies tending to be very bearish on oil. So oil stocks also not doing too great. So NASDAQ, I know a lot of people trade the NAS, not to be confused with the artist Nas. NAS is down slightly as well. Not, I wouldn't say this is drastic. I mean, We haven't had many red days, but there's a slight drippiness to this morning's pre-action moves as we approach 30 minutes before markets open in the US. And then back to old faithful S&P 500. This dip is it's not really being bought aggressively. It's a bit of a almost like a holding pattern after that initial knee-jerk reaction. So we're going to keep an eye close on the S&P today and see how PPI's impact will impact the price of the S&P 500 today. So we're still looking to get, at the very least, we're still looking to get 20 likes in the CTI video, and also simulcasted live and direct on the Signature FX YouTube channel. So if we can get those 20 likes, then we will be giving away a free account. The live chat is live, so feel free. We have about 5 minutes left in the show. So in this last 5 minutes, we're going to just give you an opportunity to post any tickers, any questions that you have, anything that you kind of want to share, anything that you want us to talk about. Please feel free to just comment below, and we will be happy to kind of discuss that information. I know there's quite a few things that are supposed to be happening in the next few days. We have Putin meeting with Trump, and we have, the PPI was big today, which we can have a look. Actually, let's pull up the earnings calendar, because that's something that I think quite a few of us like to trade. Here we go. So this is the earnings calendar. And I want to give a shout out to Ryan Rabane. It's his birthday today, and he is the earnings master. So he's been the one to kind of help, as well as Jerry. I would say Jerry Soltis as well has been a very positive influence on my life in providing me with information about earnings and how to trade earnings in a very profitable way. Okay, so. Here we go. So yesterday was CoreWeave. We had Circle before that. I think for today, this is a big one after the close. So Applied Materials, ticker symbol Alpha Mike, Alpha Tango. So anybody looking at individual stocks, earnings calendar is very helpful. So we share this in our community. If you're interested in joining our community, just make sure to reach out to us. Our contact details are in the description to this video. Okay, so we got that. And then also, I guess the earnings calendar as well. Bitcoin's rolling over. It's interesting. So the buyers aren't able to hold this. But let's look at bullish here on the IPO list. So this was bullish. IPO'd yesterday. First time as I guess the youngest public company in the US. It was expected to open at around 39, and it just had a field day. I think 39 is around here somewhere. So expected to open down here, actually opened closer to 100, hit as high as 117.93. And then cooled off into the afternoon, into the close, finishing just above, just below 70. But we were tracking this. Some of the members in the community. One is Lego. Lego was one that was tracking this as early as, I believe, last week. He started telling us about this one, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could have probably rode this for the first few minutes of trading. It did get halted as well because of the big price move. So just one to watch. I know quite a few people in the community do not trade individual names and prefer to trade indexes and stocks and crypto. But, indices, commodities, and crypto is kind of the preferred asset classes in the chat. But we like to cover things like earnings and things like IPOs as well. Okay, we're going to finish up. So we have quite a few people who are participating with us here. When usually corporate release the earnings? Okay, So, in answer to your question, there is a calendar that we like to circulate, and if it's not me, it's usually someone else in the community. This is the calendar. So every quarter, you'll get companies announcing their earnings. So every 3 months, essentially. And this calendar provides you with the earnings announcements of the companies before the market opens, after the market opens, for each day of the week. So we like to track that. Good question. Thank you very much for your question. All right, so we got about 50 seconds left before we wrap this up. And I'm going to just quickly go through one more time and say thank you to everybody who has been watching this show. This is called The Pre-Market Show. We had hotter than expected CPI today, and that I think is going to be the tone and tenure probably for the Open, which is happening in exactly 30 minutes, New York Open. We also will kind of keep an eye out on Trump. He's coming out later on today here. Where did we put it? We closed it down, didn't we? So Trump's he's got an Oval Office speech at 1 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you in sunny and warm Bermuda, that's going to be 2 p.m. And for those of you over here in the UK, it's 6 p.m. Trump's got a speech coming out. He may have some tricks up his sleeve, and he may provide some words that can lift the markets. But we're going to have to wait and see how things move. I think initial reactions after that hot CPI number have been very, very negative. And we're continuing to see that downward pressure, as we call it. The drippy is continuing to be quite sticky as Bitcoin goes below 119,000, cooling off from where we would have hit, I think, yesterday. Just yesterday, last night, we were above 124K. And now this morning, we're below 118K. And I believe that is specifically based off of the PPI data that was coming in hot. All right. I think that's it. So thank you very much, everybody, once again for watching. I appreciate you kicking it with us on this Thursday, 14th of August. Markets open, New York markets open in exactly 29 minutes. And before I leave, I just want to go through very quickly and thank everybody in the live chat. Okay, so we got... nice talk today. So Rosario, thank you very much. I believe Rosario is traveling the world. He's a world traveler today, doing his thing. So whatever you're doing, Rosario, thank you very much. I appreciate your positive energy. And yeah, we really appreciate you and all that you do. Also have General Mortala, hashtag SFX. Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. We appreciate you too. And then also in the CTI chat, we got a lot of love in the CTI chat here. So in the CTI chat, we have Michelle Japtum, we have Kian, we have a lot of people here in the VIP. A lot of people in the VIP. Okay, we got Anor. Anor is also here. And tomorrow we're gonna be doing it all again. So you're gonna want to join us tomorrow for another pre-market show. We're gonna try and encourage you to share, like, subscribe again tomorrow. And we'll be doing that with Andrew. Andrew's gonna be on the show, and I'm gonna be all the way over in Wales tomorrow. I'm very excited to be going over to Wales and doing the show live from there tomorrow. Another thank you also to Justina. Justina, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed doing this show. Yeah, Justina, can you just confirm? I'm not seeing the 20 likes, but if you see 20 likes, Justina, let me know. I'm not seeing the 20 likes yet. So if you can just confirm that for me, yeah, that would be very helpful. Andrew's reminding us here in the live chat that there will be an extended show tomorrow. So if you are interested, tomorrow we're going to be continuing on to the market open and giving you a little bit more of our trading insights. I think Andrew's planning to take a few trades tomorrow. I am going to be on tomorrow as well. Same time, same place. Yeah, looks like we do not have the 20 likes as yet. So, that's it. That's it, everybody. Enjoy the show. I always enjoy the show. Try and so because we start roughly like a minute after, or we start right on PPI, the time PPI comes out. So we try and start it about a minute or so early so that we can catch the PPI announcement. So that's what we did today. And it just shows just another example of in real time, how does this data impact prices? So we looked at S&P, dropped immediately after the PPI inflation came out higher than expected. Bitcoin dropped. Then we looked at individual stocks. We looked at Tesla, dropped. We looked at Apple, dropped. We looked at Nvidia, dropped. So we're looking at the correlations and we're seeing when we have hot inflation, how are markets and assets reacting? We saw the dollar, US dollar, popped. We saw crude oil popped. So we're creating a picture before markets open so that when it comes time for markets to open, we get that opening bell, we are well informed and we can react to exactly what the prices are doing. All right. Have a wonderful trading day, everybody. I'm going to take a moment of serenity and peace and then get ready to trade in about 20 minutes. So whatever you're trading today, please be careful. If you're not trading today, have a wonderful day regardless. My name is Mandela. You've been watching the pre-market show, whether you're watching it on the CTI YouTube channel or you're watching it on our Signature FX YouTube channel. We really hope that you enjoyed this show. And the thing that really, I think, helps us to continue making these and it continues to help us to be, I guess, current and on it is when you are able to like, subscribe, and hit the notification and share. That really, really helps us. So with that, everybody, I'm going to say have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Be safe and happy trading.